They've got both of Sassuolo's fullbacks. What's happening here?
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it's dark, when it's dark. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Survival Specialist with Blackburn Rovers. If you have been enjoying the series, of course, drop a like. That would be tremendous. Apologies for my slightly more bedraggled than normal look. The boiler exploded. So that's, I mean, when I say that, I mean almost literally like a fire hydrant. So I am without hot water. It's going to get to the point soon where it's going to be kettles and saucepans filling up a bath. It's gone from survival specialist to survivalist specialist. But I wanted to start on this page because there's something we actually didn't look into. I just figured because Premier League finances do be good. Finances do be good. £50 million in the bank. However, and this is quite a noteworthy thing, I didn't notice that they were overspending their wage budget by like 100 grand. So they really have to have dug deep in here in order to have made this or the current situation with these players even work. I'm guessing the signing of Mohamed Clement in January set them back a little bit. I didn't actually see how much he was on wage-wise, but I'm kind of curious to find out now. £45,000 a week. So he's not probably the highest paid player at the club, but he's certainly got to be up there, I would say. You might notice that the lads all have now got faces and whatnot. Oh my God, they've got a 31-year-old central midfielder on 41,000 quid a week. Most of their players are on roughly 40k a week. I assume that there's a few that are on a bit more, but it does seem that their wage caps are pretty... Whoa, Blair Henderson, Jesus. Actually, Jean is on 70k. Incredibly, Vicente Lopez is only on 23k. But today, and over the next couple of episodes, we're going to be mixing it up a little bit, because I was looking at the way the episodes break down. I normally like to do them by monthly chunks, but then I kind of realised we can do what we like with Survival Specialists, particularly with such a small amount of games to go, with there being 11 left. So today's episode is going to be a triple live com. We're going to be doing Liverpool, Palace, and a team after that. I think Brighton. We're going to be doing both of them. Because why the hell not? I'm kind of just going to pick and choose the games that I feel like are the ones that are against teams down there towards the bottom of the league, so we get more 6-pointer games. Although today's first game is going to be against Liverpool, so completely against the run of play on that one. They're top of the league right now, only by a point, but nevertheless, it's not ideal. Norwich did get a point, a 2-2 draw, I think it was, against Wolves in their off-camera match to go sort of, well, give us an extra game in hand. Point is they didn't leapfrog us, and that's really the main thing. So that's starting to mud Norwich a little bit further. It's hard to say. Like, I still feel like the likes of Leeds and Palace could be sucked into this. And Leicester really, and Newcastle maybe, but I think that Leeds and West Brom are really the two big rivals that we've got down there. Now, Leeds play City, and West Brom actually play Palace. So that's a big chance for West Brom. If they beat Palace at home, things start to get a lot more difficult with us playing Liverpool today. So we're going to go out here and do our best. There's one other problem, though, and that is a fairly straightforward one, in that Richard Pato picked up an injury and is going to miss 3 weeks. So that's probably going to be... He might miss all of this episode, which is far from ideal. Flischer. Oh, what we saying? Flischer. He's got 11 tackling, 10 positioning. His marking isn't brilliant, but I'd say he's probably the best we've got to occupy that position, really. Manzo's, I mean, he could do it, but I'd rather not. My next question is, do I try the thing I was tempted to try? Let me just get Pato off the bench for a start. We're going to get Louis Pickering on the bench for Pato, just so we've got another sort of DM-like player there. But my temptation was to do what we did in the second half and try Norberg as the starting striker and then Sheffic off that right-hand side. Because Norberg did actually look decent when he came off the bench. I just worry about his speed a little bit. But maybe we won't need it. Maybe the sheer amount of quality he'll have around him will allow him to be carried on that side of things a little bit. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I do feel very sorry for Jean. Because the guy is a clearly very talented footballer. And I think were it not for the fact that this system favours, or rather the players that we've got favour much more our flipped version of the system. Because I think he'd perform excellently in the other version, but I just think that the rest of the team would suffer so much that it's just not worth it. Blair Henderson returns to Anfield to play against Liverpool. Rafik Boudabal is the Liverpool manager these days. It's going to be a battle of basically the same formation as well. So, yeah, but that win against West Brom, we played firstly very, very well, but also just so important to get a win under our belt and actually just literally get them their first league victory since November. And this truly is a free hit. We expect to come here and probably get soundly beaten, but we always got to give it a crack in games like this. You know, we've still got this sort of plan in the back pocket that we used to use before in the early stages of this save, where we can, if we do get in front in these types of games, try something magical to just try and hold on. Derby County have taken the lead at home to Everton, which does temporarily drop us further down the league as things stand, which is far from ideal. Oh, Beale's broken the back line. There's tons of space over with Teixeira, and we need a defensive block here, but there's no defensive block coming. Luckily, Henderson was on the end of it, but first little opening for Liverpool there. Clement. Gunderstein. Loads more space for Lopez again. He's got an overlap. Good tackle on him, but he's still got it. He's into the box now. whips it through, and Sheffick's strike is deflected, and whoa, what a save from the goalkeeper. So far, though, we don't look entirely outclassed as Fabro's header is well saved. Tell you what, right, this flipped version of our tactic, for whatever reason, seems even more powerful. Oh, the block there, than the other version we've been playing for the majority of this version of the save, to be honest. It's incredible how good we've looked so far today. If anything, Liverpool are the ones playing on the break at the moment. Kirchman, Hoston, another huge tackle, this time from Marcus Antonio. Hey, they're putting their bodies on the line, and we're creating stuff going forward. If we were to get like a draw here at Anfield, that could be massive, particularly with the other results elsewhere, and a good save from Henderson. Or if you're gonna, just don't foul him, please. Good ball through, and wow, Egbo clears that one off the line. I think there was a touch from Henderson in there, but Egbo's done brilliantly today. Half time, and okay, that random chance where there was a goalmouth scramble, maybe we could have poked that home, and it has made us look a bit better, but so far, we've been genuinely excellent here. What it's really been, though, is just the quality of delivery from Vicente Lopez in this game has been insane, and he's been so good so far. He's a key pass machine. Now, I know he takes some set pieces, but it can't all be that. That man is just absolutely spraying balls into wonderful positions and just causing havoc in the box for Liverpool at the moment. Cheffick's been a bit quiet, but there's a ball. Alexander Norberg couldn't get on the end of it. Now he can! Norberg! It's 1-0. Literally from the kickoff, basically. Liverpool 0, Blackburn Rovers 1, and Alexander Norberg has scored. I'm very glad that I put him in the team now, particularly as the pass came from the man that is now occupying that right-sided spot. Cheffick with the ball over the top. The defender absolutely botches it, and once Norberg's through there, he just has to poke it past the goalkeeper, and we have the lead at Anfield. This is big. This would be something special for the lads. But there's been signs of it. Oh, Max. There's been signs of it, Matt says, as Max Flischer immediately decides to try and prove me wrong. The worst thing about this is almost certainly going to be a penalty, but Flischer's already on a yellow card as well. Well, there we go. Penalty. And incredibly, the referee has not booked Flischer. He's got away with that massively. Afkir, though, up against Blair Henderson, and no. Henderson goes the right way. Liverpool 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. We were playing extremely well. And I hope that this isn't now going to be a swing in momentum that goes back Liverpool's way, because they haven't really created a great deal today, and Flischer's just handed that on a platter. As things stand currently, even with us getting a point at Anfield, we'd actually slip further. Oh, no, we wouldn't. Palace have equalised. Catalin Chiotiano has equalised for Crystal Palace. We were about to move 4 points from safety, despite taking a point at Anfield currently. That would have been really unorthodox from us. At the moment, it would remain 3. But we've been good enough to win here, and I'm hoping that we can keep pushing. Junji, good block on him, but he's still got it. Lopez, can he turn a shoot? It's a good save. Oh, I feel like we've been good enough to get a win here. And we now have Paulo Fabro, Liverpool 1, Blackburn Rovers 2, and that could be massive here at Anfield, and I think we've deserved this. Great ball in, and Fabro's at the back post. He rises highest. They're all after Egbo, but nobody thinks to go after Fabro, and it's a lovely header into the bottom corner, and surely now we can hang on. Surely? Oh, hang on. I think we might be okay. But there's still time for something to happen here, or it could be us scoring another one, potentially with Gunderstein! It's 3-1. Magnia Gunderstein makes it 3-1 to Blackburn Rovers, and wow, okay. A 3-1 against West Brom was one thing, but 3-1 at Anfield against Liverpool is a completely different kettle of fish entirely. That's wrapped up the win for us here. It's a lovely ball in. Don't know who that was from. It actually was Max Flischer. Completely unmarked was Gunderstein, and it's 3-1. Come on. West Brom have scored. They've scored in stoppage time. Our late winner here, or late winners, you might say, have obviously done wonders for us, but it actually won't gain us any ground in the... Oh, God, hang on. Euler, through, and it's a good save, and is offside anyway, but it actually isn't going to gain us any ground, incredibly. But I suppose, on the plus side, we may still remain 3 points from safety, but we look very good, and... more importantly, think how much worse it could have been had we come here and lost. We could have found ourselves 6 points from safety, were that not to be the case. I'm fairly certain that's the situation. I think we've deserved that win, honestly. We've come here and played brilliantly. Clement and Chetinkaya did not play particularly well in this game, sadly, but Vicente Lopez was brilliant. Norberg took his chance when he got it. So what does that actually do for us now? In fact, no, sorry, we actually remain 2 points from safety on account of West Brom now leapfrogging Leeds United. West Brom winning is not great for us, but then beating Palace, I suppose, at least drags them back into the battle too. And Leeds United's loss at home to Manchester City leaves us only 2 points from safety now, with 10 matches to go. There's still a long way to go here and a lot more results for other teams to come, but that has given us a massive good start. I mean, think about it like this. We lose that game, and we're suddenly... well, actually, we'd be down in 19th place, potentially, and sitting very, very far off. Ooh, okay. Back in a sec for, I think, might even be Palace. One of the things I was keen to find out by doing this save was to see if the system that we'd actually built that won us the Champions League eventually with Sassuolo was any good outside of that, in the sense that whether it just played to the strengths of the players we have, which obviously is what you want out of a tactic, or whether it was just on the pure strength of the personnel that we had. Maybe we just had very good players, which does suggest to be the case given how well Sassuolo have done in our absence. But it does seem that now that we've kind of tweaked things a little bit with it, other than Albacete, that seems to be the biggest surprise for me, is that actually it is quite viable, I'd say. Particularly as it's not like Blackburn was some underperforming team, really. If anything, they'd overperformed in that first half of the season. They were predicted bottom. They were newly promoted and had come up through the playoffs, which means that they probably weren't even in the best 2 or 3 sides in the league last year. Some of their signings have been good, though. So I think, I'm happy with it going so far. And this is a big day for us, potentially. We can't really leapfrog Palace because goal difference, but still, huge opportunities here. Leeds have sacked their manager as well. Thomas Thomasberg has finally taken the biscuit of resignation, or sacking, I guess. West Brom play Newcastle, though. So they could potentially win that too, I sense. But Leeds look to be the ones that are dropping like a stone at the moment, and a win against Palace could be huge. But there is a slight problem. A couple of problems, in fact. In that both Blair Henderson, although I think he probably will be able to start, but Chefik certainly won't be starting, he's picked up blisters over the last week. So that's gone well. So I guess Mark Reed is going to come onto the bench there. So Jan's going to find himself in the team anyway, but, Chefik didn't play particularly well in the last game anyway. Oh, Christ. Palace play a very aggressive system. And that very aggressive system has Dan Mihilchea in it. Are you joking? Wow. He's certainly moved around a little bit. He's actually on loan from Tottenham. Leon signed him for £9 million from Sassuolo, then moved him to Tottenham 2 years later for £17 million. It's also worth noting that, generally speaking, in the past, whenever I've come up against a 4-3-3 trying to play like this, either you win massively or you get absolutely smashed. There's going to be goals in this match. That much I can assure you. The question is, who for? I mean, Palace did lose to West Brom in the last game, but they also were capable of beating Man United 5-1. So they do seem a bit of a basket case of a team at the moment. But Marcus Antonio is going to get a chance to pop another ball in, and he's found a good cross. Flick down! Oh, and it's all over the place, but already a little goalmouth scramble inside a few minutes here could have given us the lead early days. But the opening stages of this game have been very strong from us. Antonio's ball in, cleared away again. But hopefully Flischer can get back and... Yeah, look, Palace are just letting him get it. Flischer's winning all these challenges now. Junji. Loads of space again for Lopez. He could just keep firing balls across the box. Jan's header, and Norberg's on the end of it, and it's 1-0. Inside 9 minutes, and it's Blackburn 1, Crystal Palace 0, and Alexander Norberg scores for the 3rd game in a row. I get the feeling that putting him back in the team was the right choice, somehow. Palace have not been able to handle this so far. Too much space in the wide areas for the likes of Lopez and Antonio. Great ball in. Jan's flick down, and Norberg on the end of it pops it past the goalkeeper, and it's 1-0 already. Incredible scenes. Clips it long. Norberg brings it down. Brilliant touch from him. Clement, he's got the run. Tons of runs. And one of them is Simon Jan! And it's 2! It's 2 inside 10 minutes. Simon Jan is on the end of it, and it's... Oh, my goodness me. Palace have come here, played an extremely aggressive system, and just haven't seemed to have the personnel to back it up. Norberg, a lovely little touch down there for Clement, but this is a ball and a half. Look at that for a pass from Mohamed Clement, and a great finish from Simon Jan. He's had a great game so far, and we're already 2 up. This is insane. We still wouldn't move out of the drop zone, though, because Leeds are winning. West Brom are actually losing there, which helps us. But incredibly, we would still remain in the drop zone, despite what would be at the moment 3 back-to-back victories. Jan's ball through! Oh, what on earth was Lopez doing there? Flips around the side for Simon Jan again. The angle is tight! And the angle was very tight. Gunderstein. Always lost it, right? This is where the danger could lie. If Mihilchea gets this ball long quick enough, which he doesn't really. They've allowed so much space for us to get back, but how Brian Kalu's broken the back line for Palace, and it's an easy save for Henderson. Covers with the ball over the top. Ciurtianu. He's going to get the shot in here, surely. Blair Henderson can't do anything about it, and Palace are back in it. Right on the stroke of half-time, Catalin Ciurtianu makes it 2-1. That's really the first massive opening that Palace have actually really had. This seems to be their play anyway. Get it to one of their strikers, drop it deep, and then launch a ball over the top, and we just couldn't deal with it on this particular occasion. Henderson couldn't get down to it. 3-0 to Norwich City. I'd argue we've been very, very good in this first half, and possibly could have had more. But are we going to regret that later in this game? Junji. Round the side for Lopez again. Oh, he could just square this for... Oh, it's so easy, and Norberg's there again. I mean, so unbelievably simple was that for Vicente Lopez to drop that across on a plate for Alexander Norberg, and the big Swede. He may not have blistering pace by any means, but his positioning seems to be fantastic. The way that Lopez just drops this off, spins in behind, the defenders don't track him, it's such an easy ball across, and Norberg with a lovely little finish, bottom corner, 3-1 Blackburn. I'll be honest, never in my wildest dreams did I expect us to come in here and have the overnight impact that we've had. Oh, that's a great goal from Brian Kalu. And somehow, Palace are actually back in this game again. They've barely had a shot in this match, but the 2 shots they have had have turned into goals. And, yeah, the ball just sort of trickles all the way across the box here. so much space, and Kalou, brilliant on the turn. Blair Henderson maybe should do better there again. He definitely is a weak point, I think. But we do have to be careful because Palace do look lethal when it comes to they've got some quite clinical finishing, it would seem. What a ball. Simon Jan, and it is 4-2 almost immediately, and he has had the game of his life out there tonight. 2 goals and an assist for Simon Jan, and the Israeli is really making he's taken this opportunity to play in that position with open arms. Gunderstein with an absolutely gorgeous ball in behind that defensive line on the half volley. Jan drills it home and it's 4-2. Well, I did say before the game that there was going to be a decent amount of goals in this one, and that has certainly played out. There's been spaces, everybody's leaving gaps basically, but right now they've left a little bit more gaps than we have. That's really all it comes down to. Simon Jan again! 5-1 to Norwich over West Ham. Bottom of the league Norwich are 5-1 up against West Ham. It's not just us though. This is the thing. We've done brilliantly lately, but everyone down there seems to be winning games at the moment, hand over fist. Which is actually kind of nuts that we could win 3 in a row and not escape the relegation zone from where we were. Ball through, and Mark Reed at the back post this time. Is there more? Can he pop it across? Oh, Antonio, have a shot, son. Go on, you know you want to. You deserve it. Max Flischer, great strike again. Velchev. Brunner, hang on a minute. Surely that isn't Jan Brunner. Oh, what a save. Oh, Brian Kalou hits the post. That can't be Jan Brunner, surely. It actually is. They've got both of Sassuolo's fullbacks. What's happening here? 2-0 Newcastle against West Brom, though. That's the best news, really. Keeping them muddied keeps us in touch at the moment. Making sure they stay down there. So Jan Brunner now fires it away. Oh, it feels weird playing against both of the fullbacks I signed at Sassuolo. Velchev now. They've got many players coming forward. Oh, we got a good touch on it there, but it might not be done yet. As Garza's throw, and he's missed the target. Like, they've given us so many opportunities, but they themselves could have easily had another goal or two in this game as well. I feel like we probably could have had another goal or two in addition. So it's been one hell of a match, just in terms of pure chance creation. There we go, Blackburn 4, Crystal Palace 2. The goals just keep flying in for the guys, and that's easily our best performance so far. 2 goals each for Norberg and Jan. Couple for Palace in there too, and there's some good chances towards the end, but that is just supreme excellence. I am still genuinely shocked that we've managed to come in and they've been able to they've taken to it so well so far. Now, obviously, it's still a long way to go in the grand scheme of things, but still very, very pleased with that. That West Brom defeat to Newcastle's huge, really, because if they win that, all of a sudden we've still got Palace down there with us, but they were as we know, a bit of a basket case team anyway. Point is, we're gapping the teams below us and really getting heavily involved in this battle now, which is awesome. I'll be honest, when I came in and I was looking at those first few fixtures, with just taking the games we've played into account so far, I hoped that we'd be able to grab a result against West Brom because they look like our most winnable game that we have for the rest of the season. And I kind of figured that we'd probably lose at Liverpool because they were top of the league. Whatever. That's just an expectation at that point. And that if we could get a draw against Palace, although I felt like a win was definitely a possibility, I would have taken 4 points from those games. That would have been I would have accepted that. So to get 9 is absolutely outrageous. But what I would say is, if we had taken 4 points, which I would have considered acceptable, we'd have been 5 points from safety still. Even with 6 points, we'd still have been 3 points from safety. So the fact that we've managed to get these points on the board so quickly has certainly helped us. But you know how form can be a fickle mistress, particularly as our goalkeeper this time firmly is going to be out, sadly. Blair Henderson is very much not available for this one. Hang on, is he still somehow available? Yeah, no, that's not a sort of injury I really want to be starting him in that state. It's a different injury. I know he can play, but that's not like a cold type of injury. That's an actual physical injury, and I am worried. I think he just does need to rest out this game. Let's face it, he's not been fantastic anyway. Chetan Kaya will come back into the team, but not into the team, honestly, for me. And Pato, I'm going to have... No, I won't put him on the bench yet. I think Flischer's done fantastically in the 2 games, other than the penalty giveaway, and I feel like he's probably likely to be suspended soon anyway. Well, no point beating around the bush. This team is playing fantastically at the moment. I want it to continue. Okay, away at Brighton, Alex Neil is the Brighton manager. I swear he was the Derby County manager last season, or it certainly felt like it. Another sort of going to match us information-wise. Hey, with the way we're playing at the moment, I feel like we could take on anybody. The fact that Norberg's already banged, 4 and 3 for us so far? As always, the games elsewhere, I imagine that a lot of the teams down there again are going to keep winning, so we've just got to try to keep on top of that. But we do have a chance to actually move out of the relegation zone if we were to grab a result tonight. We've put all these other results together just to get ourselves back into the battle, and I've seen teams do that before and then fall at the final hurdle and not actually ever get out, as Palace have taken the lead against Liverpool. They're the team we're literally chasing at the moment, along with West Brom, so for them to take the lead against Liverpool, maybe they only do it against the big sides. 5-1 against United, but then lost to us and West Brom in successive matches. Norberg. Nice build up on the edge of the box here, and hopefully we can keep hold of the ball here. No, actually, it's gone to Brighton, but we should be able to win this back again with Junji. Norberg dropping deep to pick it up again, though. Lopez, great ball. Keeper's not going to come, and Jan with a good effort again. He's making some gorgeous runs into that back post area that he just wasn't doing in those first couple of games when I played him there. 2-0 to Crystal Palace through Brian Kalou. Flischer's ball in. Norberg doesn't win it, but we should... well done, Mohamed Clement. Brighton are basically leaving nobody forward a lot of the time, which is just allowing every clearance to fall back into our centre-back, so we can just keep recycling the possession. Lopez, another great ball out for Marcus Antonio. We're just keeping them penned in at the moment. Ball through, and Lopez's shot is well saved by Nguyen. 2-0 to Leicester. We would actually move out of the relegation zone despite not winning at the moment, because Leicester are 2 goals to the good. Well, we've probably been the better side in the first half, controlling the ball, but haven't really created that one big chance, really, for Simon Jan. Moore's into the box. Don't foul him. Keep him on his feet. Whoa, Marcus Antonio. Oh, it's a good strike, and Bragg actually makes an excellent save. They're actually leaving more players forward now as Steele gets in there. We've got bodies in the way. It should be okay. A lot of bodies packed in there. This could end up getting a bit of a pinball effect, though, if this ball does get put into a dangerous area. So nice build-up from Brighton, actually. Steele, ball in. All the way through, and it's in the back post, and Jorg van der Waal makes it Brighton 1, Blackburn 0. Yeah, they actually, after a first half of seeing very little out of them, this second half, they've started with a lot more purpose, and we have not really turned up for it. They were getting a lot of space in this little corner here. I mean, it wasn't looking too dangerous, really. Relatively basic stuff, just passing the ball around, but I think they just lose him. Yeah, they all get sucked in, and Van der Waal at the back post, nothing Bragg's going to do about that, and now we actually have to come from behind. And this is the one chance we had to get out of the relegation zone. 3-1 to Crystal Palace against Liverpool now with Roger Henrique. Another 5-1 incoming there, maybe? I'm kind of just enjoying the chaos a little bit at the moment. Cotterell, and... oh my god. 4-1 Palace. That... oh, he's offside. He's offside. Phew. Van der Waal again, and another good save. Kevin Bragg has had to make a lot of good saves in the first 15 minutes of this second half. After his performance was so good in the last game, he hasn't actually had a great game here, nor has... oh, Christ, Smith is through, and it's... well, sorry, for some reason I thought that was going to be offside. The play just started, and it's Brighton 2, Blackburn 0, and yeah, second half has just been not... I don't think we've seen a shot from us in this whole second period here. We've just completely flatlined. And Newcastle have taken the lead against Manchester United as well. In even worse news, another team that's sort of down there taking a result as we've just kind of... I mean, hey, I can hardly complain after the 3-game start that we had, but that's still frustrating. 5-2 to Crystal Palace. I mean, it would just, yeah, as you can see, look at the second half from Brighton. I'm very curious to see what the XG graph of this game is going to look like, because it looks like, to me, it's going to be us, and then flatline, and then just Brighton for the rest of this game. We started with bright hopes in this match, and they just sort of faded as the match went on. Maybe a bit of tiredness? I don't know. Not overly pleased with that, but I guess you're going to have bad results from time to time. But that was our chance today. Today was the chance to get out of the relegation. Even a draw would have done it. I hope that doesn't affect our morale too bad. Yeah, look at this. First half, we were decent. But then after half-time, which I'm guessing is kind of where this is, Brighton just took over. So we remain in the relegation places, albeit still only on goal difference right now. Leeds losing is helpful for us. Derby losing is good. Norwich losing is good. Palace winning is very, very bad. It just is. Thankfully, West Brom losing as well. I think West Brom and Leeds potentially are the teams we can catch. Palace, I think, will just end up doing enough in the end. Oh, well. I mean, hey, if you'd have given me 9 points in my first 4 games in charge, I'd have bitten your hand off, so hey. Okay, so we've sort of been stopped in our tracks a little bit there, but next episode, we go to Leicester. We're also going to host Newcastle in there too, with Arsenal in there off camera. So this is going to be... I was just starting to think like, oh no, this is going to, like, we're going to just Den Haag this. But I do wonder now if a result like that could end up sending us into a downward spiral. Hopefully not. And the fact is we're still right in the battle, so that's the main thing. So, if you enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have, drop a like on the video. That would be gorgeous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be lovely too. I stream on Twitch Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow for Leicester and Newcastle. And I don't know. There's 3 straight away games in there. If things start to go a bit wrong for us, you just don't know. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.